Good day, viewers, and welcome to another interesting episode. Have you ever experienced those annoying WhatsApp messages that gives you informations that you know that are not true or are not correct? In a perfect world, everything that is reported would be based on facts and you would be able to trust that the media you consume is reliable. But unfortunately, that's not the case. A lot of things that we read online, especially on social media feeds, may appear to be true, but often it is not. Fake news or false information is news, stories, or hoax that are created to deliberately misinform or deceive readers. Usually, these stories are created to either influence people's views or to push an agenda or even cause confusion. While some examples of fake news seem innocent or are just an attempt at fun, a lot of fake news can be damaging, malicious, or even dangerous. The social media or WhatsApp Nigeria especially experienced a large influx of fake news circulating on WhatsApp when the Ebola crisis arose. You saw people sharing solutions on how to cure Ebola, take salt water, bath with salt, even causing more damage to those that are hypertensive. And even when the COVID-19 came, you see people sharing lots of information on what they felt were cure. Take lime with hot water, a little bit of curry and pepper just for COVID-19 cure. These are all false news and misinformation. Let's look at the types of false information or fake news that are available. First, we have misinformation. These are informations that are shared without the intent to cause harm. Most of the time, the people that are responsible for spreading this misinformation believe it to be true before sharing it with others. Then you have the disinformation. Now, people who spread this type of information do it to cause harm and to manipulate people. Disinformation describes actual lies that people tell for various motives, and it could either be for money, for influence, or to cause disorder. Then you have malinformation. This is an information that can actually be true, but is spread with malicious intent or taken out of context. Information that is based on reality, but is used to inflict harm on a person or on an organization. So, however, when it comes to evaluating contents online, there are various types of misleading or fake news that we need to be aware of. First is clickbait. As we like free giveaways, free things, and most of the time you see messages on your WhatsApp telling you to click this link for free data, click this link to apply for visa, lottery, and so forth. These are clickbaits. As some of the time, these links go as far as getting your personal information for ulterior motives and other uses. You also have propaganda. Propaganda are stories that are created deliberately to mislead the audience and to promote a biased point of view or a particular cause of agenda. Now, there are also other types of misinformation or fake news that are circulating. We have the satire. This is the type of news that is used to cause humor or an irony or even exaggeration to present an audience with a news update. We have sloppy journalism. Sometimes reporters or journalists may publish a story with unreliable information or without checking all the facts, which can be misleading. Number 5, misleading headlines. These are stories that are not completely false, but are using or sensationalist headlines of news can spread quickly. Where only headlines and small snippets of the full article are displayed on audience news. The last one, we have biased or slanted news. And Because many people are drawn to news or stories that confirm their own beliefs or bias, some fake news can play on this bias. Social media newsfeed tends to display news and articles they think the user will like based on their personalized searches. How do we spot fake news or false information online? There are a number of things we need to watch out for. The first thing is take a closer look. Check the source of the story. Do you recognize the website? Is it credible or a reliable source? If you are unfamiliar with it, check out the author or about the section to find out more information about the story. Next thing you do is look beyond the headline. Check the entire article. Many fake news stories use sensationalist or shocking headlines to grab attention. Often, the headlines of fake news stories are all in cap and use exclamation points. Sometimes we had an example like that where a politician came out and the headline was reading, "Stealing is not corruption." That was a sensationalist headline, but the whole story translated beyond that. Check other source. Are other reputable news media outlets reporting on that story? Are there any other source to the story? If so, check if they are reliable or if they even exist. Check the facts. Stories with false information often contain incorrect dates or altered timeline. It is good to have an idea to check whether the article was published or if it is current or even if it is an old news story. Check your bias, views or belief affecting your judgment of news, feature or report. Now the news that you shared, we also need to identify if it's a joke. Satirical individuals are popular online, those who chase clout. And sometimes it is not always clear whether a story is just a joke or a parody. Do a Google search to confirm the news or the story. Not every information we come across is expected to be shared online. Now, what are the types of informations that we shouldn't share online? Number one is false or misleading content. Content including claims that have been found false by independent fact checkers or certain expert organizations. Content that includes clickbait, all these free giveaways, content that promotes a contest. Number two type of content that is not expected to be shared online, disruptive content. This content might not necessarily be false, but in the group that it is being shared, it could be appropriate. For example, if you created a WhatsApp group for a church committee that is for a particular purpose, it is inappropriate to start sending devotionals to that platform or to start sending job opportunities to that platform. Always learn to follow the rules and regulations of every WhatsApp group you find yourself in. Do not disrupt the purpose of creating that WhatsApp group. Other type of content that which are not meant to be shared online are sexually explicit or obscene content. It could either be audio or video material, which is pornography or contains nudity or depictions of sexual acts. There are also non-obscene adult content that are not expected, especially as Christians, to share online. This includes content that contains gambling, weapons, violence, hacking, racism, hate, or either illegal or questionable contents. Then we have sensitive content. These contents are graphics that depict violence or gory images. Gory images are images covered with blood. Not everybody is comfortable viewing gory images. Now, this content might not necessarily break the rules, but they could potentially be offensive, upsetting, or disturbing to some viewers. Let us be intentional in identifying news or informations which are fake and also not be a part to spreading it across WhatsApp. God will help us as we apply these basic principles in Jesus' name.